It may be difficult to believe, but every year, millions of deer are raised and processed on farms in the United States in order to deliver high-quality venison to consumers all over the country. When it comes to the route from the farm to the table, are you curious? Leave a remark below and come along with us to find out more information. Over the course of the last several decades, deer farms in the United States have experienced substantial expansion. Currently, more than 250,000 deer are being farmed on more than 500 farms located in states such as Texas, Pennsylvania, and Ohio. These farms are primarily recognized for their expertise in the breeding of white-tailed deer and red deer. Each farm has the capacity to host anything from 100 to 2,000 deer, depending on its size and the resources that are available. In order to provide a good environment for the deer, these farms need to have a sufficient amount of grazing pasture, which is at least 2 to 3 acres for each individual deer. In addition, farms are required to install solid fences, which are typically as high as 8 feet, in order to ensure the safety of the deer. In the United States, deer farming is not only required to be conducted on a sufficient scale and with proper infrastructure, but it is also required to meet stringent environmental and health safety rules that are supervised by both federal and state agencies. In the United States, the reproduction of deer is an essential component in the maintenance and growth of the deer farming sector. This allows for a consistent supply of animals that can be used for hunting and for the production of deer. The period of time during which deer are able to reproduce is normally from November to January, and the gestation period is roughly 200 days. Fawns are normally born in the late spring or early summer, and they are typically either single or twin births. Fawns are born after birth. During the first few weeks of their lives, fawns conceal themselves in dark woodlands or tall grass in order to escape being eaten by predators. They are completely reliant on their mother's milk for their growth. In order to provide a secure habitat for fawns, deer farms in the United States place a strong emphasis on the protection and maintenance of abundant vegetation, which helps to assure the fawn's continued existence. As soon as they reach the age of 2 to 3 months, fawns start consuming grass, plants, and berries, and they progressively begin to participate in the activities of their moms, which include grazing. Farms that raise deer typically concentrate on bringing the animals to an ideal weight of between 90 and 136 kilograms before they are processed. Following the completion of the processing process, the deer are moved from the farm to the facility where they are processed. For the purpose of ensuring that the animals arrive in the best possible condition, the ideal amount of time necessary for transportation is normally between 4 and 6 hours. During the processing facility, the treatment of deer is carried out with great care and attention to detail. The workers make use of specialized tools to complete the processing procedures in a thorough manner, which guarantees that the meat will not be destroyed at any point during the process. In order to get the meat ready for a variety of processing procedures, such as grilling or grinding, it is first sliced along the joints with great care, and then any superfluous fat and skin are removed extremely precisely. Every worker is focused on optimizing the amount of meat that is harvested from the deer in order to improve the product's nutritional worth as well as its economic value. Despite the fact that deer are a valuable source of meat, only a small portion of the animal is harvested during the processing stage. This is because the majority of the deer's components are utilized for other uses, such as the manufacturing of leather, the crafting of antlers, or the production of handmade products. Within the context of deer farms, the practice of harvesting antlers is an essential component of the production cycle, serving as a supplement to the activities of breeding. Both the end of winter and the beginning of spring are the times when male deer naturally shed their antlers after the breeding season has concluded. The antlers in question are quite precious and are utilized in a variety of sectors, including medicine, interior decorating, and handicrafts, among others. Prices for antlers can range anywhere from $10 to $40 per pound, depending on the size and quality of the antlers offered for sale. Collectors typically begin the process of processing the antlers by cleaning them, which involves removing dirt and debris. Next, they soak the antlers in a mild solution. And finally, they sand the rough edges to achieve a smooth surface. Antlers can also be polished or split into smaller pieces for uses such as interior decorating, or they can even be powdered into powder for medical applications. Antlers from deer are widely prized for their one-of-a-kind qualities, as well as their resilience and capacity to regenerate, making them suitable for both artistic and practical applications. It takes around 12 to 18 months for deer to mature and become ready for harvesting, which is when antler harvesting normally takes place. Antler harvesting typically takes place during the soft developmental period that they are in. This period of time can change depending on the type of deer as well as the nutritional routine that they follow. In comparison to other typical meats such as beef or pig, deer has a flavor that is all its own. Gamey, soft, and slightly rich, with an earthy, natural taste that is dependent on the food and habitat of the deer. It is frequently described as having similar characteristics. In comparison to beef, deer is darker in color and has a finer texture. Additionally, it contains less fat, making it a more nutritious option. The manner in which it is prepared might either result in a robust or somewhat subdued flavor. The eating of deer is extremely beneficial to one's health because it is a good source of protein, vitamins, and minerals. It has a lower fat content, particularly saturated fat, and it has a higher concentration of fatty acids than beef. On top of that, it is abundant in iron, zinc, and B vitamins, all of which contribute to the maintenance of healthy muscles, immune systems, and metabolic processes. The cut of meat and the individual's preferences both play a role in determining the best manner to prepare deer. For the purpose of preserving the flavor of tender cuts, such as the loin or tenderloin, grilling or pan-frying might be utilized. In order to make the meat more tender and simpler to eat, slow cooking techniques such as braising or stewing are recommended for more difficult pieces of meat. If you do not enjoy eating venison, please leave a 0. In the United States of America, deer hunting is a well-liked hobby, particularly in rural areas and the vast regions of the upper Midwest and the northern states. In most cases, the hunting season for deer extends from the fall to the winter, specifically from September to December. This is the time of year when male deer are actively looking for a mate. They are also the most energetic, and they are readily drawn in by the sounds and smells that they encounter. Hunting deer can be accomplished using a variety of approaches. Hunters are drawn to states such as Texas, Michigan, and Wisconsin because of the large number of deer that are found in those states. In order to view and kill deer from a distance, hunters frequently make use of tools such as tree stands, which are placed up in trees or in places that are forested. The practice of still hunting, in which hunters look for deer by walking across fields or forests, stands as another approach. Not only is hunting deer a pleasurable pastime, but it also plays a significant part in regulating the growth of the deer population and contributing to the preservation of ecosystems and agricultural products. In addition, deer are bred in a variety of countries all over the world, ranging from rural locations in North America and Europe to coastal regions in Asia. Deer farming serves a wide variety of purposes, most of which are determined by the region and the need in the market. One of the most prominent reasons is to offer deer, which is regarded as a nutrient-dense food source because it is low in fat and high in protein. When deer is processed into sausages, deli meats, or other ready-to-eat goods, it is frequently used in gourmet recipes or consumed by consumers. The red deer, Cervus elaphus, and the Sika deer, Cervus nippon, are two species of deer that are being protected on a global scale. Both of these deer species are in danger of going extinct as a result of the destruction of their habitats and the unlawful shooting of their members. The Sika deer, which is often referred to as the Japanese deer, is a species of deer that is indigenous to Japan. However, recently it has been introduced to and farmed in a number of other nations. It is common practice to protect Sika deer due to their significance in the preservation of biodiversity. These animals are also the focus of research and conservation projects. There are a number of protective measures that have been adopted for this species by the Japanese government and international conservation groups. These measures include the establishment of reserves and the stringent monitoring of hunting operations. Forests throughout Europe, Asia, and North America are the primary habitats of the red deer, which is one of the largest species of deer found anywhere in the world. Despite the fact that this species is not considered to be endangered on a worldwide scale, it is threatened in certain regions, mainly in Asia, as a result of lost habitat and hunting.